Have you ever opened your payslip only to find your take-home pay has taken a nosedive, and then you spot it, a weird tax code starting with the letter K? Well, if that's you, you're in the right place. We're going to demystify this little letter for you. And all the information we're sharing today comes directly from the expert tax advisors at Pro Tax Accountant. They're the pros at making this stuff simple.
Oh, that sinking feeling. It's just awful, isn't it? You're expecting the usual amount to hit your bank account, but it's much less than you thought. You're scanning down the figures, and there it is, a K code. It's confusing, it's a bit scary, and frankly, it's just annoying. But don't worry. We're about to explain exactly what it is, why you've got one, and most importantly, what you can do about it.
So, here's what we're going to cover. We'll talk about that initial payslip shock, then get right into what a K code actually is. We'll look at the common reasons you might have one, crunch the numbers. I'll make it easy, I promise. Then we'll talk about taking back control and your next steps. Let's get to it.
All right, first up, let's just sit with that moment of pure confusion when you first see that code.
Honestly, this happens to so many people. And the first time you see a K code, it's completely natural to think, hang on, that must be a mistake. It's definitely worrying, and your first thought is probably, what on earth does this mean, and why am I suddenly paying more tax? That's a totally fair question, and understanding the why is the very first step to getting your peace of mind back.
Okay, so let's cut to the chase. What is a K code, really?
In a nutshell, HMRC uses a K code when the value of your untaxed income or your company benefits is more than your tax-free personal allowance for the year. Right now, for the 2025/26 tax year, that allowance is £12,570. So if your company car benefit, for example, is worth more than that, a K code is triggered to make sure the right amount of tax gets collected.
The easiest way to get your head around this is to think of it as the complete opposite of a normal tax code. Your standard code, like 1257L, gives you a tax-free discount. It reduces the amount of your salary that gets taxed. A K code does the reverse. It actually adds a pretend amount to your salary just for tax purposes. Your employer is told to tax you on your salary plus this extra bit, and that is exactly why your take-home pay goes down. A great analogy is to think of it like your tax-free allowance has gone into the red, into negative territory. Now that sounds pretty bad, I know, but it's just the mechanism HMRC uses to collect the tax you owe nice and smoothly through your regular pay packet via the PAYE system.
Oh, and a quick side note. While the code works exactly the same across the UK, the letters at the start will change depending on where you live. You'll see K in England and Northern Ireland, but it'll be SK for Scottish taxpayers and CK for Welsh taxpayers. But the principle behind it, it's identical.
Which brings us to the million-dollar question you're probably asking yourself right now. Okay, I get it, but why me? Let's run through the most common reasons you might get one of these codes.
Right, there are a handful of very common triggers. The number one reason, by a long shot, is a company benefit like a company car or private medical insurance. These have a taxable value, and if it's high enough, boom, you get a K code. Another big one is underpaying tax in a previous year. HMRC will use a K code to collect that debt. Or maybe you're getting your state pension while you're still working. That's taxable, so a K code helps collect it. And sometimes, it can just be an error in the system. It does happen.
But here's a bit of good news. A K code isn't always for life. A lot of the time, it's just a temporary measure. For instance, if it's there to collect an underpayment from last year, once that debt is all paid off, your code should automatically switch back to a normal one. So there is often light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, let's talk about the maths. Don't worry, I'm going to make this really straightforward. This is just so you can see that the number in your K code isn't just plucked out of thin air.
Let's use a simple real-world example. Imagine you're a sales director in Birmingham and you've got a company car with a taxable benefit of £20,000 for the year. So step 1, HMRC starts with your personal allowance of £12,570. Step 2, they subtract the benefit, that's the $20,000. That leaves you with a negative figure of £7,430. To turn that into a tax code, they simply knock off the last digit, and there you have it, K743. Simple as that.
So that K743 is the key. It's basically an instruction to your employer. It says, hey, for tax purposes, you need to add an extra £7,430 to this person's salary over the year. And that is how they collect the tax due on your £20,000 benefit, spreading it out over your monthly pay. Now stay with me, because this next part is absolutely crucial. This is a protection that catches a lot of people out because they just don't know about it. It's called the 50% overriding limit. It means that no matter how high your K code is, your employer is legally not allowed to take more than half of your pre-tax pay and tax in any single paycheck. It's a vital safeguard to stop you from being left with almost nothing. So now you know what it is and how it's calculated. Let's talk about taking back control. This is all about what you can do if you suspect your K-code is wrong, or even if you just want to double-check the numbers.
Here's your 4-step action plan. First, dig out your paperwork. You're looking for your P11D form, which shows the value of any benefits. Second, log into your personal tax account on the HMRC website. It should have a full breakdown of the calculation there. Third, if something still feels off, pick up the phone and call HMRC directly. And fourth, if you're getting stuck or it all just feels too complicated, get some professional advice. An expert can sort this out for you.
And here's another pro tip for anyone who fills out a self-assessment tax return. Say you have other income, like from a rental property. You can actually tell HMRC not to collect the tax on that income through your main job. Instead, you can opt to pay it all in one lump sum on the 31st of January. This can give you a lot more control over your cash flow from month to month.
And that brings us to the final part. What to do next? Let's look at where you can get some expert help and find more information.
First things first, a quick but very important disclaimer. All this information is for general guidance and is correct as of February 2026. Tax laws and allowances do change, so please don't rely on this alone for making any big financial decisions.
Look, if you're still staring at your payslip and feeling confused about your K-code, the absolute best thing you can do is just talk to an expert. The team at ProTax Accountant are there to help you figure it all out. You can get in touch on WhatsApp, give them a call, or drop them an email. Seriously, getting professional advice is the fastest way to get clarity and real peace of mind.
And if you're someone who likes to read all the details, you can find a full written article breaking all of this down on the Pro Tax Accountant website. Just head to their blog and search for Tax Code K.
And finally, if this has been helpful, why not subscribe to the Pro Tax Accountant channel? You'll get more clear, simple guidance on how to navigate the UK tax system. And remember, seeing a K-code might feel alarming at first, but once you understand what it is and why it's there, you are well and truly back in the driver's seat.